103.5 and 102.9 The Vault rocks. The 302 radio show. What's up with everything going down in the 302? 19968, my hometown, Milton, Delaware. Baseball state champions and quite a run for the Little League World Series again this year. From Milton Little League, joining us on the Vault lines, we got some bragging to do. John O'Brien, thanks for checking in, man. How's it going?
Going good, Chris, man. I appreciate you hosting the show and reaching out, man. I'm glad to call in and talk to you guys a little bit.
Yeah, John, you literally wear lots of hats for the league. When you coach multiple teams, you get a hat for each team. You've probably got like 100 hats. How long have you been coaching?
Man, I think I started coaching in Milton Little League probably 6 years ago, maybe 7. Started with my oldest son in T-ball, and honestly, I got roped into it then because they needed coaches. And here I sit still coaching and managing and helping on the board any way I can. So it's been a ride, man. It's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, how many hours during the season are you at that ballpark?
Oh, man, too much, too many, you know. And it's, I'd say, you know, between practices and games and all that, you're probably spending, a good 15 to 20 hours a week there. And, you know, it's obviously not just me. There's people spending more time than me there between the parents and the other board members and other coaches and managers and umpires. Man, it really does take a village to pull off any Little League. So that is all greatly appreciated, you know.
Yeah, you're always the first one there and the last one to leave. And, you know, I just got to say thanks. You know, it's a volunteer thing, and it's something that I wish I would have got in sooner. I've also been coaching since T-ball. My son's 10 now. That's how we've got to know each other. And I always said, you know, my wife's like, you should do it. And I'm like, I don't want to bite off more than I can chew and fail these kids. I'm too busy at work. I just can't do it. But then I finally said, you know, one year they needed coaches, and I just did it. And it was the greatest thing ever. I think I get more out of it than the kids sometimes. I have so much fun, man. And, you know, for people out there listening, if you ever thought about coaching, just, you know, show up, fill out the waiver, and shag balls. And then before you know it, you'll be in the dugout like everybody else helping out. You'll have the fever. But, you know, so many kids, if they're not getting it at home, they've got two places where they have a fighting chance of being mentored and having like a lifelong impact, and that's a coach or a teacher. So just know what you're doing, man, and all the coaches around here is just so awesome, and thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. I want to reiterate what you said. I think it's really important. Like, you know, you can get lost in helping out with these leagues, and, you know, as long as your eyes are on the prize and it's all about having a good experience and making a good experience for the kids, you know, that's what it's all about. And I've always said it, you know, you guys have said it to me, I've said it to you. Our job is to make these kids want to come back next year and play again, you know, and if we've done that, we've done our job. You know, whether or not we make them all-stars and winners and all that, that's second. Well, you know, we got to make them want to come back out. We got to make them feel safe out there and be a place where they can just come be kids, and that's what it's all about. So reiterate what you said. Anybody that can offer an hour here and there, whether it be working in concession stands or raking fields, whatever, it is all greatly appreciated by any league out there, I guarantee it. So we appreciate that.
So let's get into it. Whatever you want to say, it's hard to brag, right? But you should. You got to celebrate your wins. It's going to mean so much to our players to hear the shout-outs. Milton Little League, how do we do this year?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a special year for Milton Little League, and you know, we know we have a good league, a good group of kids from top to bottom. You know, not just the kids that made all-star teams, but all kids in that league. There's a lot of good talent. And the unfortunate part is you can only have so many all-star teams. But, you know, all those kids all had a part in helping these all-stars get to where they got. And, you know, this year we were lucky. We had our 10 to 8-year-old league win state champions, and we also had our 11 to 9-year-olds win state champions, and we also had our 10 to 8-year-old team win the Pat Knight tournament. And you know, for anybody that's not familiar with that, Pat Knight tournament is a local tournament that our local District 3 Little League hosts just for Sussex County teams. So it's a lot of bragging rights for towns. It's pretty fun, very competitive. So it's really good to see all three of those teams succeed this year. And the 8 to 10-year-old team, they man, I'll tell you, I don't have the roster in front of me, but That is a good group of kids that fought hard, and you're going to hear about them for a couple more years. They ended up going up to New Hampshire and playing in regionals up there and doing really, really well. I believe they got to the semifinals, which is pretty impressive. They're playing against New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, all those teams up there. The team I managed, and I'll go through the roster in a minute, that team won our state in a really great contest against Camden, Wyoming. Took 2 out of 3 against them, and we got to go up to Massachusetts and spend a week up there playing in regionals. Really, really cool experience, man, and I'm glad the kids got to do it. Really fun time.
Yeah, great job by the parents. Kudos. You're thinking, oh, geez, what did I get myself into? I'm out of work. I'm on the road. I'm in a hotel. I'm this, I'm that. But to hang and be there and all the sacrifices that the parents are making too is huge. The money, the travel, the late hours, just tying cleats is the Lord's work. I coach ice skating too, as you know.
Pack all the gear to get to the field is the Lord's work.
Yeah.
It
man.
is, man, and it's. I'll tell you, it's a quick turnaround when you're in these tournaments. For might be preaching to the choir to a lot of people here, but you win these tournaments, and a week later you got to go to Massachusetts. So you're booking hotels, you're trying to fundraise. So shout out to a lot of the town businesses and individuals that donated to help offset those costs. We made a substantial impact because these parents are shelling out $1,500 to $2,000 on hotels and food and travel. So it's very nice to be able to help them offset that. And Milton Little League themselves even help offset that cost as best they could. So really want to reach out to not just Milton businesses, but businesses all over Sussex County that helped us, get up there and ease that financial burden, because it's not easy for everybody, for sure.
Yep. I remember my son, Preston, got to go to a Savannah Bananas game because you had players that I guess won the lottery and actually got those tickets, and they kept winning. So they were like in Massachusetts and they couldn't go to the game at Camden Yards. So they ended up hooking my son up and taking him to the game. That was really
That's fantastic.
Cool. But
that's
how bummed are you when you're that kid? You're like so pumped that you're still playing, but then you're like, I can't go to that Bananas game, But still to pay it forward like that is awesome. But go ahead, shout them out. Let's hear these players. And if you have any fun nicknames or you want to burn anybody, you do it. That's what ball players do.
You know me, man. I'm going to make them listen too, just so they hear it. But yeah, listen, it was a great roster, man. And a lot of these kids we know just from Milton Little League or travel ball or whatever it might be, from school, things like that. So our roster, I'm going top to bottom here in no particular order. We had Aiden Veith, who was an absolute menace at the plate for us the whole tournament. I think he batted something like 450 through all these tournaments. And mind you, we have some 8-year-olds playing against 10-year-olds on this team, and I'll get to that in a minute. But they're playing teams from New York and New Jersey. These are the kids you see in Williamsport eventually. Next year you're going to see some of these teams. Ike O'Brien, my son, absolute beast out there, pitching in a game and mowing kids down, strikeouts, and really battling to try and get us a win up there. Brody Hopkins, B-Hop, just an all-around great player, an absolute beast behind the plate for us. He pitches, he catches, he hits, he plays the infield. He doesn't care. Brody just wants to go out and play. Zach Farnia, a kid I got to know more so because I wasn't familiar with Zach, and he joined the team and got to know him, and he was an absolute beast at the plate. Awesome defense in the outfield. Thomas Cunningham, who has been in Milton Little League forever, I think, pitched his rear end off for us to secure the first state win. Just unbelievable, man. Owen Croce. Owen Croce was an absolute maniac at the plate for us. Just anything that came across that plate, he was hitting doubles to the outfield. Absolute menace. Easton Goodwin. Easton did everything for us. Played infield. He pitched in the rain, mind you. Pouring down rain in our last game trying to get the win for us. Never gave up, man. Love seeing it. Little Emmett Goodwin, man, 8 years old and out there battling against 10-year-old all-stars that are, I think, twice his height and roping singles and, fielding every ball that came his way. Man, he had no fear out there. It was so fun to see. Ben Hopp, absolute maniac in center field, was catching frozen ropes that were coming at him like it was nothing, pitching in games. He came in relief for us a couple times, locked the innings down, no hits, a couple strikeouts. Nash Dundarski, Camden Bloom, absolutely awesome in the outfield for us. I mean, Nash alone caught everything that came his way, man. That kid did great. Same with Camden, just did great in the outfield for us. Dom Nelson, who joined the team a little late for us, he played third. He caught. He pitched. He was the closing pitcher for us to win the state championship. Ronan Lauder, again, awesome pitcher, awesome catcher, hit everything that came his way. Reed Duncan, same thing. Pitched, caught, hit everything that they threw at him. And then, of course, none of this gets done without the coaches. Listen, I'm a figurehead. I was surrounded by guys that know baseball tenfold to what I do. They know how to coach. They know how to motivate kids. They know the intricacies of the game. And those guys, Rich Dundarski, John Goodwin, Mike Nelson, Brian Hoff, all had a say in helping this team, lock down states and get us to where we were, man, which was, really nice to have that support group. And these are guys that have been part of Milton Little League for years. And they'll be there next year, I guarantee you. And all these kids will be there next year. So really excited to see, what these kids do next year and see if we can bring home another state title to Milton.
Yeah, the future looks bright. Thanks for your time, John. One last question. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Coach, can I pitch? Can I pitch today? Coach. As much as that drives us crazy, I got to say the initiative of the kids, and to see the ones come out of their shells, some of them at the beginning of the season that have never even played, and then, they go grab the bull by the horns. It takes a lot of courage. You can complain about the world not falling in your lap or not getting opportunities, but if you don't have the guts or the confidence to go to the source and show that ambition, but the kids are doing it, and I love it. So,
Best part, man. Watching that kid come out of his shell and be part of the team by the end of the year is the best part. So I appreciate all your help over the years, man, and I know we'll be together next year. So
I can't wait. Yep. Thanks again. What you got a website that we want to check out? My wife always signs the kids up for everything. I just show up and have a great time. But you just search Milton Little League and it shows up through Google and there's Facebook and all that, right?
Yep. Go out and Google Milton. Make sure you do Milton Little League of Delaware because there is another Milton Little League up in Massachusetts. But yeah, make sure Milton Little League. You'll start seeing some early registration things coming out probably in November, December. We give a little discount if you sign up early. So look out for that stuff. Get signed up, and I promise you we're doing good things there. And if it's not Milton that you join, make sure you join another Little League around here because there's a lot of really, really good programs. So make sure you get joined up, and let's go play ball.
John O'Brien, thank you very much, and congratulations, your son, Huck O'Brien. I know you're being modest. Game-winning hit for the Pat Knight championship game. That was awesome. 103.5, 102.9, The Vault rocks.